I see. Look, Phyllis, your mother can walk up one goddamn flight of stairs. She's not an invalid. I know she's over 300 pounds. How much more will she weigh if she gets her fat ass, if she gets carried up the stairs electrically? We'll talk about this when I get home. I said we'll talk about it when I get home. Look, Phyllis, a client just walked in. I'll continue this later. Oh, sweetheart.
Your wife?
Who else?
Well, who's been a client?
Look around. Do you see any clients?
Well, some people actually call on the phone before they show up here, don't they?
I suppose. So, honey, what are you doing here?
I want you to know I've been very frugal. I got 3 separate estimates.
That's a little premature, isn't it?
Who's talking about premature?
Sweetheart, there's no need to go there.
Okay. But I know money's been tight, and I didn't want you to think I was being selfish.
You're a very giving woman, Joyce. I know that. And I appreciate that. It's one of the things I love about you.
Oh, thank you.
And I think you're very sexy just the way you are.
Marvin, you promised.
Do you recall what you were doing when I promised?
I most certainly do.
Then it doesn't count. A man will promise absolutely anything at that time. It's extreme emotional duress. And I believe it's even against the Geneva Convention.
Give me a break. Of course it counts. And if you ever want me to do that again, it had damn well better count.
That's blackmail.
No, dear. That's hardball. And tell me, when's the last time your wife did that for you?
Well, the next time will be the first time. You know, she's very repressed sexually. Besides, we don't even sleep in the same room anymore.
Oh, that's because you snore.
I don't snore, she snores.
Believe me, you snore.
I do.
Like a goddamn chainsaw.
Well, why didn't you wake me?
Oh, that's what earplugs are for. And besides, there's times when the sound of a man snoring next to you is very comforting.
I wouldn't know.
I suppose you wouldn't. Now, let's get back to your promise.
I refuse to admit that it was a valid promise. However, I will listen for your sake.
Oh, you'll listen for your sake if you know what's good for you.
Right. So you said you got estimates?
Yes. Okay. Dr. Andrews.
Anthony Andrewsi.
Uh-huh.
The man's in the mafia, for Christ's sake.
Oh, he is not. The man is a very respected plastic surgeon. Do you know there has not been one complaint against him in the 20 years he's been in practice?
Of course not. No one would dare to complain. I told you he's in the goddamn mafia.
That's ridiculous.
Well, maybe. So, what's his bid?
Now remember, he's the tops in his field.
What's his damn bid?
For just a turkey neck, $9,700.
Oh my God.
Relax, Marvin. I'm going from high to low. But I do think he's the best surgeon I've talked to.
Who's next?
All right. Milton Grossman.
That Donna?
Linda Carmichael swears by him.
Linda Carmichael had work done?
Linda Carmichael had everything done.
What's everything?
Let me see. From the bottom up, butt lift, tummy tuck, boob job, turkey neck, lip plump, eye job, and hair plugs.
Hair plugs?
It was thinning.
Really? So how much?
Not much, mostly in the front, but...
No. How much did he quote you?
Oh, that. Okay. $8,200. But that's for neck and jackets.
There is nothing wrong with your neck. I find it very sexy. I like looking at your neck.
Oh, you only like looking at the top of my head.
That's it. Are there any more posts?
Okay, one more. Dr. Kumiyama.
Never heard of him.
Oh, he's got quite a clientele. A lot of B and C celebrities.
B and C.
Well, you wouldn't expect the A-listers to go to a cut-rate plastic surgeon.
I guess not. What's his quote?
Now, for $7,600, he'll do the neck, the jowls, and silicone the lip spots.
I see. Greenblatt's Melvin and Gregor, tell me to direct your call. Oh, Phyllis, sorry about that. The receptionist called in sick today, so I have to answer my own phone. So what's up? She fell. Jesus, is she okay? I see, it took 3 people to get her up. That really doesn't surprise me, Phyllis, but is she okay? Well, at least nothing is broken. Look, Phyllis, she has to start losing weight after you lose more hair. You weren't talking about Hector Louise, weren't you? Fernando, and acting punctuous. I see. That's not what you called about? Or what did you call about? As if I didn't know. Oh, I see, a second estimate on the stair lift. Okay, how much? Well, that's a little better, but I really think it's a bad idea. She needs to exercise more, not less.
You're going to put a stair lift in for that fat-ass mother-in-law? Don't you shush me.
No, Phyllis, I have a client in my office. I have to get off. We'll talk about this when I get home.
You can afford a stair lift for the woman who makes your nights a living hell, but you can't afford a facelift for the woman who makes your days heavenly?
Joyce, for God's sake, I haven't agreed to anything yet.
But you're considering it, aren't you?
Well,
You are! You are considering it, you son of a bitch! How much will the damn stair lift cost?
about 5.5.
1,000?
Of course, 1,000. What do you think?
What? That's the same ballpark as my facelift.
I suppose so, more or less.
And you can't afford both, can you?
I'm not sure I can afford either one.
Well, you're going to have to choose.
Why?
For a smart man, you are an imbecile.
Seriously, where is it written that I have to get either a stair lift for my mother-in-law or a facelift for my...
What? You can't even say it, you fucking coward! Lover. The word is lover. And I've been your lover for almost 6 years now. And I've earned that facelift. For all I've given you, for all I've given up.
What have you given up?
Max Polinsky for one.
Max Polinsky. Max with the wooden leg, Polinsky? Christ, he died 2 years ago.
That's right. And he wanted to marry me. I would be a very wealthy widow now. I would have been able to afford my own facelift. I would have been able to afford the whole works. But no, instead I stayed with you to sneak around the cheap, sleazy rendezvous.
What cheap sleazy? Jesus, we've been going to the goddamn Carlisle ever since we've been seeing each other. There is nothing sleazy about the Carlisle. Hell, Barbara Cook plays in the cabaret there. Elaine Stritch lives there.
But you don't pay for it. Your client, the fabler with the fruity line of shoes, lets us use his suite.
That's right, it's sweet. Not cheap, not sleazy. An elegant suite at the Carlisle Hotel on the fashionable Upper East Side. It doesn't matter that money doesn't change hands. For all the scrapes I've gotten him out of, it's a fair swap.
Doesn't matter? Well, you better decide. Like the candy bar.
Candy bar?
Oh, Henry. You know the short story, The Lady and the Ogre?
It's The Lady or the Tiger. And it wasn't O. Henry, it was Frank Stockton.
Close enough, who cares?
Well, Phyllis's mother is not an ogre. She's just older than that.
Well, Phyllis is. You've told me over and over. So, Mr. Marvin Greenblatt, Esquire, what's it going to be?
Let me think.
Take all the time you want. You've got 2 minutes.
Joyce, sweetie, dollface, lover.
You now have 1 minute.
That was not a whole minute.
Tough.
But
I want a decision now.
all right, you've convinced me. It's going to be the facelift.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. You won't regret it. Thank you.
I know I won't, because the facelift is going to be for me.
What?
I've been wanting to get rid of this thing for years. It's going to make me look so much younger. And given how superficial this business is, it'll pay for itself in no time. Now, I am expecting a client. Show yourself out. Yes, in Manhattan, the number 4 lifestyle lifts.